Hello and welcome to another edition of the Fortified City Roundtable discussion. Today we are here to bring to you issues affecting the lives of people in Liberia again. And we have our panelists that will be diving into the topic we have on hand today. Today we are discussing the issue as it concerns the legislature. And the question here is the legislature responsible for Liberia's poverty? And the next question we need to ask is it illegal to take photos of President Boakai? If you are there, prepare your answers. And you're also going to be hearing from our panelists in a little bit. I'm your host, Pastor Patience, and it's good to be back here on the roundtable. I want to welcome my panelists. Mr. Cannibal, you are welcome, and you can give your opening statement right after that. Mr. Chuchu Alex Jones, you are also welcome, and you will follow suit. Mr. Cannibal, your opening statement.
Thank you, Patient, for the good work you are doing in this community to try to bring us together every Saturday morning to discuss these issues that affect our country. And I think there are major things that are affecting our country. The Liberian people have become very complacent once again when it comes to who they are as a citizen of their own country. And that's the reason why the government think they are above reproach. The government, you put the government in office, so it is incumbent upon you to streamline that government to make sure that government works for all people. And if the government doesn't work for you, you have to replace that government. That's why you people did the other day by removing George Weah, who was not doing anything for the country but stealing the wealth of the Liberian people. Economically, the country is deplorable. And you put another president in office and you're trying to give that president a prop to say, well, you can't take a president picture because, look, let me tell you something. If you can't stand the heat, don't be in the kitchen. And so I would digress on that. And I'm happy that you brought up these issues so that we can be able to discuss the failed state of Liberia, more especially as it relates to the legislature, those so-called lawmakers.
Thank you, Mr. Cannibal. We'll be right back. Mr. Jones?
I think you all need to calm down. I think my president is doing a good job. Okay, I think my legislator they're gonna do a fine job. Okay, I think you need to relax. All right, the no car is gonna be stuck in the mud 2 months from now. All right, everybody gonna be rescued. Everybody gonna have enough. They're gonna have jobs creation, all of that. So you just need to calm down. Alex June is an idiot. He wasn't correct. So you know what I mean. Your president, our president, gonna do a good job. You're not allowed to take picture of the president in public. Why is that? We in the interior. We got now a traditional president. How you go take the president picture in the public? That's my opening statement for today.
Mr. Jones, thank you so much. Now, it brings us to our main question, the first one. The legislature, as we all know, they have oversight. They have a huge responsibility to bring check and balance to the entire system. So why are things going the way it is going? Are they responsible for everything else? Because if you look at the legislature, they can bring or whatever minister that is heading a ministry, they can bring them for questioning if things are not going the way it should go. And they can put into place laws that would do the citizen good. So why are we at this state where things are so difficult and everybody's crying that it is difficult, it is hard, it is hard, it is hard? And of recent, they were also discussing national identification card again. So there's so many questions that is running in my head. Why should we have a national identification card that have expiration date? Why this card cannot be something that you hold like, something that you using it as an identification, like we have the social security card here. I can remember renewing my card. I know that's a unique identification that we have here. So it's something that they always ask for. One of the two, your social security or your driver's license. So why do we have to keep renewing it when people in Liberia, they are hungry, they are not working, and they are looking for jobs, but yet instead you are extracting money for them? So the question is, this our legislature, are they responsible? If yes, why you think they are responsible for the huge poverty rate in Liberia, Mr. Cannibal?
One of the things that you have to look at, patient, is the fact that does Liberian people, the 4 million or more Liberian citizens, do they know as to whether they had a government structure, how many branches of the Liberian government they have? They don't know all of that. But I think people need to familiarize themselves with the laws of Liberia and the Constitution of Liberia as it relates to all of what we're discussing. You got the three branches of government. Like now, Joe Boakai is the head of the executive branch. He will appoint all the ministers and things, and send those ministers as advisors to the president, and send their name to the Judiciary Committee, the Judiciary Committee of the Senate. Let me make that clear. The Judiciary Committee of the Senate have to confirm those people that he will appoint, more especially as it relates to those ministers, because the ministers are serving as advisor to the president. Those ministers will go in there, they will present what they call your curriculum vitae. Everything about you will be presented to the Senate committee, the legislative committee of the Senate. And the actual committee is the Judiciary Committee. The Judiciary Committee, they want to hold a hearing. Now, because you got to be a lawyer to be on that particular committee, they're going to confirm those ministers. But one of the complacency here is this: the legislators have not been able, patient, to understand their own power in the country, just to know who they're representing and how to enact laws. I was talking about one time, when I was much younger, I was talking about how I wanted to become senator in Liberia, and somebody asked me, why you can't be representative here first before you say you're talking about senatorial position. The key there is, patient, you don't have no school waiting somewhere for somebody to go learn how to be a legislator or lawmaker. You don't have no school about that. But sitting here in America, if you ask me, I know I got more idea about being a senator and representative in Liberia than even the people that are in those various offices. Because you know why? They don't know nothing. You got criminals who are representatives and senators in Liberia. People like Francis Kofa, who have been appointed to be speaker for the House of Representatives. How can you take somebody like that, somebody who have went to jail in this country for illegal things that he did here? You see, before you become a lawmaker in a country, before you become a lawmaker in Liberia, the Liberian people are supposed to vet that lawmaker, to make sure that lawmaker is not a criminal. He or she doesn't have a criminal record and all those things. But the Liberian people have become very complacent, patient, when it comes to where their country is supposed to be. Like my brother Ellis Jones and myself have always discussed on this show, patient. And people should not be limited to speak their mind when it comes to the Liberian saga that we see every day when it comes to corrupt practices and this and that and the rest of it. The legislature is the one that's killing the country. The legislators, those people who call themselves representatives and senators in our country, are the one that are killing the country. There should be no way. Let's look at economics, for example. When you look at the WIA administration that just left office, Samuel Twe was just taking money from banks and things, and when George Weah sitting in Qatar or wherever he said, he would tell the finance minister, send me so and so amount of money. That's not a country you run. You're running a mafia organization, my friend. Okay, because the legislators, as I know them to be, the lawmakers, as I know them to be, those lawmakers cannot rubber stamp anything the executive branch says. They're not supposed to do that. You understand? They're not supposed to even corrupt. They're not supposed to even receive brown envelope from nobody. It's trying to sell our country to the highest corrupt bidder.
Mr. Cannibal, we are hearing a lot of stories about brown envelopes in the past.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we've been hearing a lot of stories about brown envelopes. Maybe later on you throw a light on that.
But patient, the thing that is when you look at legislators will be some of the more respected people in the country. Some of the more respected people in the country because the legislators are people that are lawmakers. That's the reason why they work 6 months on the job and 6 months off the job. The 6 months is what they call an agricultural break. That agricultural break will allow you to go back to your various constituencies and make sure to familiarize yourself with things that are needed in those various districts or those various counties. As for because the representative represent district and the senator represent the county in its totality. The two senators represent the county in its totality. Major things that sort of be done in that county. There is something in the legislative enactment called the poke. Your job is to take that poke back to your people. What it means is that, more especially if they needed drinking water, the safe drinking water, if they need a schoolhouse to be built, if they need a feeder roads to be made, it is you who are going to take that money back. Because you put that thing, there is something also called budgetary allotment. You put that in the budget before the president passes it. I'm talking about the entire country budget that the president will pass, or maybe in the middle of the year, or maybe the end of the year, or something like that. Those go back to your various county and your district so that road can be made. People who have agricultural issues, the subsidy that the government sort of gave for agriculture is all in there. Those are things that you sort of go back. But from the time Liberia was established in 1847 and their constitution being in office, forget about this amendment, you found that the government officials, more especially as it relates to the legislature, they have robbed our country and continue to rob our country blindly. They are the stumbling block. They are the stumbling block, and some of those people need to go to jail from office straight to jail. So, patient, I think they show it's about an hour show. So I will digress on that for now until there's a crucial discussion. There's a crucial discussion so that the people can know what the legislature is all about and what the legislature needs to do. Not just go there and wait for the end of the month for you to get paid. And in fact, if you look at the pay for the legislature, patient, the Liberian government officials, more especially as it relates to the legislature, they get more pay than even the United States Congress here.
Mm-hmm. Okay, Mr. Cannibal, I will be right back. Come right back to you. But let's ask Mr. Jones the same question. The legislature, are they responsible for the Liberia's poverty? Mr. Jones. Mr. Jones is a little bit frozen.
Yes.
Okay, go ahead.
I said yes.
Okay, then let us know why.
Yeah, I say yes, they are. Because that's the part of the duty, the economic welfare of people. So if the country succeeds, then they are the ones who made the country succeed to have succeeded. And if they fail, then they're also responsible. It's part of their duties. They write the laws. They're responsible for taxes, how much people pay in taxes. They're responsible for how much money is allocated to your country, how much help you get. Who becomes finance minister, who becomes agriculture ministers, they're responsible for that. Now, whether or not Liberians there, the voters feel that they're responsible or that they're succeeding. That's a question that remains to be known. Our opinion, my opinion, or most people's opinion, I don't think matters. If I ask Mr. Cannibal right now, who are your legislators? Who are your senators? You say, okay, Yombly Kanga Lawrence and Darius DeLong, who elected those people? So your view and my view really doesn't matter. How long have they been there? And they re-elected. So the people, unfortunately, in Grand Bassa County do not believe that the legislators are not doing a good job. The people in Liberia do not believe that they are suffering. The people in Liberia, most of them now, not every single person, but so our assumption that anybody needs help in Liberia is false. They believe that the country is going the right direction with these people. They elected them, and wherever somebody else's thing, it's irrelevant.
Mr. Jones, they elected these people hoping that the change they desire will come. Of course, people know that things are not going the right way. They know that there are things that they should enjoy, the benefits, the immunity, the privileges as citizens of Liberia, they should enjoy. They know they are not enjoying that. They know they don't have it. So they go to the polls
I disagree with you.
They elect these people hoping that there will be some kind of change. So if you say they don't know, they know. I believe they know. So it's just that, people hoping.
What? Okay.
Hoping and just keep hoping, and they keep getting
Participation.
disappointed in the process. So my question here is,
I don't think they are disappointed.
You don't think so?
I don't think they're disappointed.
Why?
I think the people want Boakai because they do not behave. They support Boakai. They support the legislator. They argue for them. If I say something negative about Yomble Kaga, Lawrence, or Darius today, you know how many people start getting on my case cursing me? So they don't feel that they have a problem. It's just like an alcoholic or somebody on drug. If somebody is on drug and you go and tell and say, don't do this, it's bad for you, you become the enemy. We are assuming that the people in Liberia are disgusted. We are assuming that the people think that their lives are not improving or will not improve. And it took me a long time to come to that realization that everyone has to make a decision for themselves. The people say that Boakai we want. They say that, that DeLong we want. The people say that Yombly Kanga Lawrence we want. Who am I to come and tell and say they're wrong? I'm here to cheer them up and tell them, you know what, you did the right thing. You're continue doing this, and I'm happy for you guys. The country is great. Forget about what Calabo or Pastor Fisher or Alice Jones is saying. They don't know what they're talking about. So the people are very confident, and I share the sentiment. They should be very happy with the leadership. Whether they get charged, ID cards or whatever, the people have confidence in their leadership. So let's support the people. Well, that's my position on this, and I'm not changing that position.
You're not changing. Well, you like you said, that's your position, but it does not change the fact that Liberia is in a state of poverty, and a lot of people are suffering and they need change. So people might blindly vote people into office. Sometimes they vote them because they are affiliated with them. Somehow maybe it's a relative, it's a friend. They are not voting them because they are capable of performing that civil duty. So that's where we have a lot of problems. But we want to go back to Mr. Cannibal. You said something, Mr. Cannibal, in your deliberation. You said that some of the legislature need to be jailed. They need to be, persecuted and all that. But they do have immunity though. So what is the limitation of the immunity?
The thing there is, when a sitting representative, you cannot put a sitting, even the people that work for them at the Capitol building, because when I was in the Capitol building, you cannot unilaterally get up and arrest somebody that worked at the Capitol building in Monrovia by law, because The law that governs Liberia is made. Those are lawmakers. Those are people who will make sure that the law is not violated and the law works for all people. One of the things the Liberian people have to know here, patient, is you got the legislature. From the legislature, you go to the judiciary system of our government, who actually go and they are the policemen for the country. Law that are violated is sent to the judiciary system of our government, and then all the bills and things coming out of the House of Representatives and Senate, because the representative make the law, they push it to the Senate ratify it, the Senate correct it, and then they send it to the president's desk for signature for it to become law. Let's take, for example, Tara Dillon, the last time they talk about dual citizenship in Liberia, that bill came out of the Senate, came from the House of Representatives. It was ratified in the House of Representatives, in the Senate rather, and sent to the president's desk to be signed. I'm just using that as an analogy, but that's how it's also work. It go from the Senate into the first thing will go to committee. From the committee, then it go into the full House or the full Senate for debate. Then from there, they will call the roll, and if they vote win the day, then it become law. Then it go directly to the president's desk. The president will look at it, and if the president want that bill to be signed into law, he will sign that into law. But if not, the president, if there are some irregularities there, he will send it back to the Senate. He will veto it, and will go back to the Senate for ratification. Now, let's look at what I was telling you. There is no justifiable reason for which you will see people being killed in Liberia. The citizens of Liberia, like Alex Jones, have always said, they have no rights in their own country. And it's what they call the failure of the lawmakers in our country to do anything about the dilapidated condition of the Liberian people, more especially what is the citizenship of the people who voted the people into office, what their citizenship. The key there is a Lebanese man can get up and murder somebody in cold blood in Liberia, and then the police people get up and cover it. Case in point is Princess Cooper. Princess Cooper, the death of Princess Cooper, and the disappearance of people, children in our country. The legislature did not get involved with the kind of arbitrary and systemic killing of people during the Weah administration in our country. They all sat there and allowed these mayhem to take place in the country. It is their obligation. It is their duty to actually get involved with some of these things that are going on in the country. The next thing is economics. The economic failure of the Weah administration was caused by the legislature. You understand? These people sat there and they didn't start getting paid, and the poor people were suffering. And they said they couldn't do anything, and then nobody came out there, and all these people started making noise about it. Said, "Oh, when I go somewhere," and some people are talking about even policemen come and say on the ground of the Capitol building they wanted to arrest Jeke Koluba to take him to jail. I'm being serious. I'm being serious. I'm not a Jeke Koluba fan. I'm not. Look, I look at the thing. A certain representative patient cannot be arrested and put in jail. Because what happened, even if the man stole something.
Are you saying the legislature, most of them don't know their own laws?
No, they don't.
So in that case, what would you recommend?
Patient, it's not about recommendation. What happened here is it is the Capitol building that's supposed to send our kids to the Capitol building, and for the Capitol building to go into committee and discuss those issues, those problems. Let's look at Jeke Koluba as a case in point. A Jeke Koluba, a violator of law in a place. Is that policeman coming in from the chief of police getting up and going over there and say, "Well, we came here to arrest you"? That's not the way it worked. That's not the way it right. The more regulatory representative in our place have some power. Let me tell you. They think that it go to the legislature, and they will investigate and send it to the judiciary. The judiciary investigate if the man committed crime, he's impeached. He's removed by impeachment. Patient.
That's right.
He's removed by impeachment and go to prison. Because then the House of Representatives and Senate have spoken. The people got their own rules and regulations in both houses. I'm telling you, I'm not trying to take off on them. But that's the way they sort of run our country with people who have some vision and people who have respect for themselves. I'm not saying somebody should get up and say, oh, representative violated or kill somebody and he should stay there. No. That's the reason why we got laws in the country. They go by that law. If let's say a representative kills somebody, it is incumbent upon the government, I mean the House of Representatives and Senate to get together to remove that man by impeachment.
Yeah.
That man is removed by impeachment and face the full weight of the law.
Yeah.
But until that can happen, no policeman will be able to get up. It is above the policeman to get up and say he going to the Capitol building to unilaterally arrest a representative. It never happened before, and it would never happen. It's a violation of our law. But I'm not saying that in the interest of those people. I'm just telling you what power these people have, and they are not being able to use it to face Liberia.
But they have been using their power like in the wrong way, because like if they are leaving home and they going to, like you said, they should abide by the laws of the land. This law,
of course,
some of these laws they themselves, crafted them. But you will see a certain representative, he's going to work, but then he's using the other side of the road that is not even a lane. He's creating an extra lane. Is that right?
Patient, a certain representative who is a real representative will not unilaterally violate the law and get up and just put on serene and just drive around the place because he going to a girlfriend place, then he just put on serene and just drive through the street and drive on the other side. That's a violation of the law. That's a violation of the law. You should be
an abuse of their power.
Of course, it's abuse of your authority, and that is impeachable offense. It's impeachable offense on the law. You understand? But what I'm trying to tell you here is this, patient. If you respect yourself, you will do the right thing. If you live, even right now in your house, your children respect you because of the way you compose yourself around them. Okay? It is the same thing, but under law, under the Constitution. When you look at the fact that representative going around Liberia and misusing people's children, you understand? They misuse people's children, and in fact, when somebody works for them, they can't even pay. You should be the last person to do that because you got to uphold the law.
Mr. Cannibal,
yes.
How will you say that they are only doing what they are used to doing? If the civil servants are not being paid, and they too they have their own office staff, do you think they're going to pay the office staff? They're not paying the rest of the civil servant.
Based on what I'm trying to tell you, is the law of the land. What I'm telling you is not something that I made up yet. The key there is these people are abusing their authority, and they need to be stopped. They're abusing their authority, and they need to be stopped. That's why I'm trying to run at right here. If you look at the money that these people are making, that's the reason why the United States government and other governmental, international government decided to fight for the survival of those representatives and the higher echelon of the Liberian government. That's why those people fight and make sure that their pay system is concurrent. Even the EU pay money for these people to be there. That's why you see their paycheck rolling every time their paycheck. If they don't pay no other civil servant in the country, the legislature are getting paid. But the violation of law in the country by them, I will give you a case in point again. There's a guy that was contracted patient.
Mr. Cannibal, hold on. Let's get a Chuchu view on what you just said before we go to the case in point. Mr. Jones.
Okay. Like I said, we need to calm down. But everything will be all right. We have a great president. He's very energetic. He's fit for the position. And the people he has appointed will serve the Liberian people for 6 long years. And there will be prosperity and there will be lots of development. There's nothing more about that. That, you know, uh, why we bothering ourselves when the people who are there who elected these people are praising it. You saw when Boakai arrived to Liberia after his 1 month medical trip, how many thousand people you
Well,
saw come
excuse
outside?
me, there was no official communication that he came on a medical trip. They said he came to meet with partisans. So, as far as we're concerned, he came to meet with partisans to say thank you for supporting my
Okay.
campaign. Yeah.
Okay, okay, when he came for wherever he came for party, he came for private, visit or to thank his partisan as if you don't thank the people then who voted for him like brother that wants in America, you gotta kind of thank. You saw how many people turned out, so I disagree with you, Mr. Cannibal. This man is doing a fine job. Look at the inauguration. Look how wonderful it was, you know, to see, the three presidents sitting down, you know, they spent $650,000. When we try to talk about it, what did people say? We should get a man chance. They're not concerned about that. Why should we be concerned about that? But here's some information
Which chance?
that
Which chance are they talking about? Because we
I
were
think
here
they wanted men to
when
get.
Mr. Weir ascended the seat, and people were expecting him to deliver. I mean, in just few months, and so the thing here is Liberia. They are expectant when you ascend to that throne and you become the president. They want to see something happening right away. Here we are. We
Well,
are almost, you know,
something is happening. Something is happening. I'm looking
yeah.
at a list here, which one of my sources just sent me. I don't know you guys. Louise Cotto. She's the Ministry of Health. She owns a private health center on Rhino Street near Medley. Something's happening. Okay. So he's appointing people who got their own private hospital into the healthcare.
But
That's good. We
this
got
have been this
Amos
have been
Stewart
a
here from
culture,
Managing Director of LPRC.
Mr. Jones. The current,
So
the
that's what I mean. So
outgoing,
this
the
is what the people
outgoing minister,
expect.
the outgoing minister has a clinic too. All the conflict of interest, we see them
Yeah, but so that's
circulating
what I'm
within
saying.
But
So this is
regions.
something that the people want. The people. Let me finish my list here. The people like it. Uh, there you got Amos Stewart, who is a project manager. Uh, got a project management degree from Birmingham University and AME College. He only worked at FPRC as a manager in planning for 1 month. Now he's managing director. No experience in managing public corporation. No accounting or financial background. But this is the FPRC. Now he's going to manage millions of dollars. So that's something's happening. We got here. Let me go back to the interesting part of the list. We got here Cooper for Ministry of Justice, served as a former Minister of Post and Telecommunication. We ain't got post office in the country all these years, but now they promoted him now to Minister of Justice. We got Randall Giddings, former Minister of Public Works, Honor Ellen Johnson Sirleaf. He performed dismally, and now he's been brought back to public works. We got Rose, the can't fix the power. We got Jake Abakali, Office of NACO, the oil company, who is the nephew of Boakai, his sister's son. That's what the people expected. You got Gregory Como serving on a position for National Port Authority on Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, right? You got a Sam Gay EPS serving the same position on Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, and his nephew to the president. You got Amin Modar, okay, who has a lot of businesses, so now he's going to regulate businesses. Isn't that conflict of interest? And he's the nephew of the president. That's what the people want. We got who else here? Patrick Hanu,
So it looks
Minister
like
of
it looks like
Portfolio.
the appointees, they are a replica of Ellen's government, right?
But the man just completed any government. You know, he just presented. So what's the problem with that? I don't see nothing wrong with all of
So are
this.
we
I
going
think
to
it's
see
excellent.
change? Is there any rescue going on?
This is a rescue year, and I think it looks good for the Liberian people. I think when you start appointing minister of
If you
commerce that
start
own businesses,
compensating, that's
that own
compensation. If
and
you're
own
compensating previous,
banks loans.
Mr. Jones, if you are compensating previous ministers that did absolutely nothing, no track record of progress during the time of the administration, and you reappointing them, that's compensation for doing nothing. It means that you are encouraging them to do nothing. And so if they are in this current position, we should be expecting them to do nothing. Is this a trend we need to continue with? Since we have been rescued,
No, I do
and
not, because
we see this Liberia as
yes.
a new Liberia. So if we are in this kind of situation,
So let me ask you the question
it's a
here.
cannibal.
The same question you're asking about appointing people who have not done. No, let me just finish this one point. There,
Yeah, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Can I just make this final point?
Go ahead, Alex.
Go ahead.
So we are getting upset. We're getting upset with a president. Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Hello. Okay.
We can hear you.
We're getting
Alex.
upset with a man who's doing exactly. Okay. We're getting upset with a man who is doing exactly what he's capable of doing. You're talking about electing a whole slate of people who did absolutely nothing to improve their lives. But isn't that who Boakai is? What did Boakai accomplish in his 40 years of public service? So how will you expect somebody who has been a failure politically, who has been a failure in he was managing director of FPRC, look at the Liberia gas situation. You are LPRC or Liberia Agriculture, Minister of Agriculture, we still people is our bread basket. So how it's not fair to expect this man that you elected, who did not do nothing himself for 40 years, then now you want him to come? That's why I gotta defend the man. I gotta defend the man. You know, seriously, it's not fair. What does he, if I am incompetent and you hire me, then you want me to go and bring competent people? How would I know the difference between competent people and incompetent people if I say incompetent?
Okay, Mr. Cannibal, go ahead.
Patient. My brother Alex Jones says something here that I want to look at. There is a difference between, I don't want to stray from the topic. I want to keep it right on the target as it relates to the legislature. All of the appointments that Joe Boakai making right now in the country. All the appointments Joe Boakai making right now in the country, all of that thing rests on the shoulder of the Senate. All that appointment rests on the shoulder of the Senate. The Senate have a huge job here. And that huge job is to confirm those people. They cannot get up and just go and take their seats as Joe Boakai appoint them. That's where the actual failure is. If for some reason, let's look at one of the people that were in the government, the guy who was the Minister of Information in the Ellen Johnson Sirleaf government, or Lauren Brobler. Lauren Brobler stole money, and the moment Ellen Johnson Sirleaf pulled him down.
What's that? You okay? You need to leave the telephone alone.
I'm okay, right?
Yes.
Lauren Brobler stole money, and the moment his stealing came to light, and when more people had a problem with him, then he started using BB English and BB book and this and that and the rest of it. But what did the legislature do? The legislature did a poor job by confirming this man to be a minister of Information, Cultural Affairs, and Tourism in our country. The key there is the criminal. If you put a criminal in office, Joseph Boakai is not just appointing these people and saying, "Oh, now that I have appointed you, Kofi Woods or whoever it is, go and take your seat because I'm the president for the Republic of Liberia." Look, in a few years from now, the younger generations of Liberia, the presidency will be a ceremonial position. I got faith in that. That the president will just be there and he will just be another person that nobody will focus their attention on, meaning the way we do here in America, like Joe Biden. A policeman would take gun and shoot somebody quicker and he will go free than Joe Biden would do. Because nobody look at him. So you look at him, he can sign a bill that came out of the Senate and the House of Representatives and it become law, and this country move on. Because if you build a system here, what I'm trying to tell you is Liberia need to look at that. Liberia need to model their country after America or anything. Those things are there. Those laws are there. What they need to do is to do their job. Do your job for which you are getting paid.
That's right.
Okay? And Joe Boakai appointing all the people who are corrupt. Look, the question there is as to whether these people are going to go to the Senate. Just that it's the same thing I was telling you earlier, patient, what I was trying to talk about. Look at somebody like Fonatikova, who is the speaker, who is third in line to be president in our country. What does the guy record? What does the guy record? Those are things you have to look at. Those are critical things you have to look at. The man ran a criminal enterprise in America, went to jail for many years, got out of jail, and decided, look, since I got a law degree, and this is and the rest of it, I'm going to Liberia, and I know I'll become representative for my people. He become representative. Show me the record. Show me the legislature they want. Give me the country, patient.
Mr. Cannibal, Liberians, if you check the record, we are noted for compensating people that do evil. So if you go in that route, you can start checking from the Senate. There are a lot of people there that Liberians compensated and said, though you destroy our town, though you kill our people, you kill my father and my mother, I want to compensate you with the job of the Senate, being a senator. I want to compensate you to be a representative. They have a lot in there.
But if that is the case, patient, that is the case.
Yeah, that's why we didn't see any change.
If that is the case, you're not going to see no change. You're not going to see no change because more people thinking that Joseph Boakai will be the king. You know, when you have a king in a country, then the legislature doesn't matter. Then you don't need, because it's a monarchy form of government. A place like Saudi Arabia, that one family run that place. The king and his children run that place. That they farm, that they everything. That country belongs to them. They make a decision as to whether development come or development go. You see, so nobody that oppose them. But in a country like Liberia, where you have the legislature, you have a system of government. So
this legislature, okay. Those of you that are watching us, this is Fortified City TV Roundtable, and today our discussion is on the legislature, if they are the one responsible for poverty in Liberia. And we'll be throwing a little light on whether it's illegal to take the picture of President Boakai. But having said that, I want you to know, we are sounding this caveat. If the House decides to confirm these people that were in Ellen's government and they did absolutely nothing. In fact, you can follow the track record. Those who were serving in certain positions in Ellen's government and they are being appointed again by President Joe Boakai. If the Senate, if they confirm these people, it means the Senate is not in the interest of Liberian people. And this is something that Liberians need to open their eyes. If the Senate mean well for Liberia, they will confirm people with track record of progress, people that are ready to make impact. But if they keep confirming people that are noted for doing nothing in a place of appointment, it means that they are part and parcel of the poverty that is deeply rooted in the Liberian society. And that's not the reason why you voted legislature. That's not the reason why you voted the senators and the representatives. You voted them because you wanted to see change. And if you are not seeing the change, you also have to go back to the box. There's a thing.
All right, let me say something.
That's something you
Pastor
can
Bishop.
do. Yeah. So our eyes are on the legislature. Keep your eyes on them. Because for us to
in
move
my
forward,
opinion,
they must change. Go ahead, Mr. Jones.
nobody voted for any change. People voted for chance. It's a big difference. Okay, nobody told you they were voting for change.
Oh, they posted
If they were voting for change, Joseph Boakai were not. We're saying one thing, do another thing are two different things. If they were voting for change, we would not have Joseph Boakai in any government position, not even as an office boy, because he's a failure. People were voting for chance. They were voting for the tribal man so that they corrupt politician there and the corrupt media. Your people that on your focus on Liberia, the people on Spoon TV, all these corrupt people, so that they can get a chance to go in government or get contracts from government. That's what the people are voting for. Let's call it as it is. Furthermore, you cannot say that you're expecting the House of Representative legislator not to confirm Joseph Boakai nominees. These people are all, most of them, with the exception of the CDC people, are all part of the coalition. They all supported Joseph Boakai. How he won the election. So they have to carry on his appointment, or he confirm his appointment. We expect now young Blake Kanga Lawrence, what she wanted was to become Senate pro tem so she can make hundreds of thousands more dollars or millions of dollars. She got what she wanted. That's why she was behind Joseph Boakai. Darius Dillon ain't heading his committee so he can get whatever money he be getting. So I think there's a serious disconnect between some of us, right, on the reality in Liberia. Nobody's voting for change. I can guarantee you that people in Liberia, whether the voters, they're looking for opportunity for corrupt politicians. That's most of the times why they vote for people there. And we cannot expect these people, we cannot call them incompetent. We cannot call them useless. But then we expect useful things from them. Like you just said, yeah, the Speaker of Liberia is a criminal, was a convicted criminal. His license was taken away from him. We knew that one. People wrote about it. We made this man legislator. We put him there. Then on top of that, we voted for him. The people we represent, the people who we sent to the Capitol Hill, they voted to make him speaker. And here's the situation now where money getting missing or you get corruption. What do you expect? What do you expect? It's to me, it's like insane for anybody to think or want change when you bring, it's like you get a rat, the cheese to keep. You get a rat, the cheese to keep, then you come out and say the cheese gone. You're crazy. So the people we put in power, the people, like I said, all your corrupt media then that was so all around the place attacking some of us. Oh, Boakai will do this, Boakai will do that. They got what they want. The Liberian people, the young people, and I were jumping with a green in the street, right? And the young people, then I bought that Joseph Boakai. And Joseph Boakai bought all his recycle politician back now. So they were not going to talk about hardship. Let them enjoy the next 6 years. So that next time, there's consequences for the decision you make. I would never vote for somebody who I know was useless, did not do anything for me or my parents. I'm suffering in the country. A man who can stand in the sun for 30 minutes when people, young children and babies are living in the streets in Liberia in the hot sun. Pregnant women are walking around day and night with things in their head to sell. Yes, a president doesn't even know where the heat is. He goes there for 1 hour and sit down on a canopy and he faint. What does that tell you? That he doesn't identify with the people. His own country people never suffer. what the development in Lofa County all the 12 years, you get the American who are Minister of Finance, the Burma Kamara who are Minister of Finance. Look at the town, look at the cities. So let it, it's Joe Palmer on Joe Rice. Let them feed the pin. And I pray Joe Boakai long life so he can stay there, and let them feed the charge there for Adika, wherever it is. Let the young people then feed the pin. Let them get jobs because that's what they voted for. Let them keep going around begging. They won't just call me for anything now, but they won't keep going around begging. They won't keep going around when they go for a job. Then the man say, "I will sleep with you." That's what they voted for. They were wearing a green T-shirt. They were passing around. That Boakai we want. So there's consequences in life. So I'm happy with the progress that we're making in Liberia. It's a teaching moment, and I'm enjoying it. I'm watching it, eating my popcorn. And I'm not going to get stressed about it because we voted for exactly what we've got, and we should just enjoy it and celebrate it. Thank you very much.
Thank you,
you know, a patient. If I may just say something here.
Yeah, go ahead.
Alex is 100% right, but the Liberian people have become complacent on one point here that they need to look at. The Liberian people just look at the presidency of the country, but they don't even know their constitution. Because if they knew their constitution, they would know the work of the legislature. The work of the legislature. The legislature is one of the body that it's the sole body that's supposed to run our country for the betterment of the development of Liberia. If you look at the complacency of these people who have sat there and made the president to be dictatorship, or dictator of our country. Everybody was looking up to George Weah. Everybody in the country looking up to George Weah. If the legislature failed, it's George Weah. Everybody, even though I felt like George Weah failed the Liberian people as well as the head of the country. But if you look at most of that blame should go to the legislature. What did they do? Patient, they sat there in the American because they don't even know. If you look at a representative in the country and a senator in the country who don't know their job, or look, if you look at our budgetary allotment here in the United States, look at the federal government. The federal government is shut down by the Senate. You understand? The Republican Senate shut down the federal government, United States federal government, because they don't want to pass the budget. The president cannot unilaterally pass a budget in a country when it's not ratified by the Senate. You understand? And those people sit there and allow president to rubber stamp things for our people. Look, if you look at Basel, in Basel, I went to Basel 2021, patient. Basel is in one of the most dilapidated positions of our time. Not only that, but you have a port, a real built port in Liberia. In Grand Baba County, you got 3 ports in Liberia: the Grand Baba County port and the port in Maryland and Monrovia. Those ports are not put into office. Those ports are not being useful. Why are they bringing all the commodities that are coming to Liberia into the place there when people who live in Basel have their goods that sort of go to Basel and they have to kind of Maria to pick it up? If you divide some of the ships and things into Basel port and Maryland port, it creates job. It creates job for the people. It gave more people. It opened those places. But you got a port that is built there not by Liberian money. Mostly the one in Basel was built by Lamco. Okay? And these people are sitting there, and all these people sit there and they put them on George Weah, and then they say not drink anything. Darrell Taylor and all these people can come on the so-called talk show and make noise, and they have not been able to enact one law to reopen those ports to actually put people to Liberian people to work. The only thing they do is to allow
that's just to tell you who they are. So if they mean well for Liberian people, they will create jobs and they'll look for ways to create jobs. They will not squeeze Liberian people, squeeze money out of them, but in fact, they will find the corridor for Liberians to be more productive.
I will just make my closing remark, and I will respond the way
before you give us your closing remark, we want to just briefly talk about the photographers and journalists during the
Yeah.
inaugurations, they were harassed. Some of them, their cameras were taken because they were taking pictures of President Boakai in a moment that was very compromising. So were they not doing their job?
But
So
I'll get
so
to
many
that.
questions come to mind. Is it
Yeah.
illegal to take a picture of the president? When is it necessary to take the picture, and when is it not necessary to take a picture? So are you going to micromanage the journalists or the press?
Yes.
Are you
Yes.
stepping on press freedom? I mean, these are the questions that are coming to mind right now. So are we entering this new government that should be rescuing people and give people a voice to speak? Are they now suppressing the press? We just want to.
So
I just want to throw
if
a
you
little
fell for
light
that
on that.
nonsense, if you fell for that nonsense about Joseph Boakai and his gang of criminal coming to rescue people, then I'm sorry, then you're not an intelligent person. Okay. If you fell for that complete nonsense, does Joseph Boakai look like he can rescue anybody? Does these corrupt people that American and Burma Kamara and useless people that know they can direct it on? The point I wanted to make here is this: you're talking about creating jobs, that the senators should find means and ways to create jobs for the people. How can somebody like young Blake Kanga Lawrence Dara Stillon, who never really had a job outside of political connection, okay, how would they know how to create jobs? You think job creation is some skill that anybody can just get up on the street and just come out and say, oh yeah, I'm going to, I'm going to create job program? You cannot produce something that you don't have. An apple tree cannot bear oranges. You leave our legislator alone. Please, you leave our president alone. They are operating at the maximum useless capacity, and the people knew that before the people brought them there. Please.
So are you telling
Because I was
us? Are
going
you telling
after you
us,
now.
Mr. Jones? Are you telling us that this current legislature, are they going to be the same do nothing legislature? Are they going to increase poverty in the lives of Liberians?
I think they should. Because that's what they're capable of doing. I mean, the thing is, I don't get it. Why would you expect people or criminal steals, right? Or preacher preaches, right? Or lawyer litigate cases, right? Or useless person create useless environment. So why would you expect useless people to create a conducive environment? So I will have to defend them. And I will be defending them now going forward. Because that's what you knew and that's what you accepted. And it's not fair on them.
So you would just be telling. So you would just be telling the legislature, keep
the
suffering your
Liberian people, they are doing a wonderful
keep
job.
denying them
They're
of
doing
adequate health care. Keep making sure that
they're
there
not
is no
denying anybody.
there is
They are
no
doing the best.
instructional
No,
materials in the classroom.
they are
Making
doing
sure
the
that the
best
teachers are not
according
being
to
paid, and
they
so
say,
forth.
hold on now. To who they are doing the best according to their capacity. That's what I was saying. So you have to be patient, maybe 2050 or whatever, when we get good people to come and run. But for now, you have to celebrate and be thankful.
Talking about
Be
good
thankful for what we
people.
have.
Talking about good people. Why do we keep one person in a job for 10 years? Why do we keep the person is not a lawmaker, but they
Because
are civil servants?
The person
Because
had nowhere else to go.
here the statement this person may see this statement. The person
Forget
said
the
that.
answer now.
Yeah, wait,
Somebody
before you
been
give
there
me
for
the
50
answer.
years. Okay.
10 years. She been there since 2014, and we are in 2024. 10 years.
Okay.
Deputy Minister for
If
Budget.
you take that woman from the order, if you take that woman there from there, where she will get a job from? She probably, because obviously she been there for 10 years. We can't balance the budget. We can't set up no corporation. There goes payroll. If you take that kind of person from there, what do you think they will get a job from in this world? They have nowhere else to go. So what they will do, they give somebody that Boakai, they get a political connection where they pay money into, so they can keep their jobs. What's wrong with that? The person is looking out for themselves. They don't have anywhere to go. If you move Darius Dillon for senator, where can he go work? What is his qualification? You understand? Where is Yombly Kanga Lawrence qualification? You think she can go in a company and say, yeah, can you hire me, give me a job? What does she know? Nothing. So she has to stay there and have to bring all her friends so they can gang up, in order to keep their jobs and live the lives they're living. And honestly, I don't think it's a problem. That's what the Liberian people want. And you got to give people what that's the essence
if
of
you're
democracy.
just watching us, this is 45 City, and this is the roundtable. And so we have with us our panel, Mr. Jones, Chuchu Alex Jones, and Mr. Cannibal.
In defense of the useless politician, in defense of the useless politician, I think that the next paper I need to write. Okay, in defense of the useless politician, the people have nowhere else to go.
Patient, the point you made, about taking Joseph Boakai picture. I think the Liberian government officials in that country, they have gone crazy. They have gone crazy because I think they are trying. Boakai have not even come to office yet, and they are trying to deny press freedom in the country.
Yes, that was I think
it's a travesty because as long as I live, and I have made a plan to go to Liberia every year, and maybe even if I'm not on this show and I'm in Liberia, maybe y'all need to raise money to come and build me out because some of those nonsensical things. Because as somebody, of course, as somebody,
there are some people there. We believe all.
As somebody who understands what the laws of Liberia is, I think no minister of information or a government official in Liberia can tell me that Joe Boakai picture is not allowed to be taken in any position. I think it's a craziness, and they need to get over that craziness and let Liberia develop. Because to silence people that are doing their job, press freedom is needed in our country. When I was in Liberia, the last time I was in Liberia, it was this guy they called Kenny Japabro Best, who was the owner of Daily Observer. Those used to put him in jail all the time. They deny of press freedom to the Liberian people. I think it would be one of the biggest mistakes that Mr. Boakai would make in his lifetime as a president for the Republic of Liberia. Because for those people who don't even know what journalism is, for them to get up and say the press in the Republic of Liberia had no business to take Joseph Boakai picture in public. They did not go in his bathroom. They did not go in his house. They didn't go in the confines of his privacy to take his picture. There is nothing out of bounds. There is nothing out of bounds, patient. From the president to the loud, raggedy government official, it's not out of line for you to take their picture. And I think those people need to go back to some of the people who call themselves journalists in Liberia, need to go back to journalism school and try to check the record, because they one of the most common things that you can understand as a journalist. The first day you enter journalism school, they will tell you a news story is like a bus. It has 4 sides to it. You look at the 4 sides of the story before you can report it. And those things are the elementary portion of journalism, I'm telling you. So if these people they can't stand the heat. If they can't stand the heat, they need to get out of the kitchen.
Okay, we can see.
Because Joe Boakai picture is not off limit. In any position, if he naked at the executive mansion, we'll take a picture, because that house is the people's house, and the news writers want to write the news on that. So it's a travesty. Of course, if he put himself, let me tell you something. The pastor man got a Bible say, you know what I'm saying? With me, you got a metal piece. You got a metal piece, and you took it to the place there to the people who usually do ghost me and all the things. What they do, they stretch the iron out.
The black
That's
spirit.
that's a that's a parable. What it means that you bring yourself there, we have to discuss you. The key there is the president is not off limit, more especially in a public space. You're a public official, and we're going to discuss those issues. You understand? We in 2024, is this time for you to silence the press in Liberia? 2024.
Mhm.
None of those things are about, man. Let me tell you, as a press
Thank you,
person,
Mr. Kaneo. Thank
All
you.
right.
Thank you. Well, this is Fortified City Roundtable. You heard our panelists this morning, and we're talking about the stamp on press freedom. I don't know whether the press union made a statement as a concern this, but this is a serious thing to consider, because if this is just happening from the beginning of this administration, they try to put a stamp on you. Just imagine what's going to happen in the next 5 or 6 years. If you're not, putting a halt to any suppression when it comes to the workings of the press, then it means you are
and,
ready.
and patient,
You
please,
are
before
ready
before
for
before before you
them to
get
put a cap on you.
before you get close,
Yeah.
patient, before you close, let me just add something there. There's a guy called Mehdi Hassan. Mehdi Hassan worked for Al Jazeera, and he invited Ellen Johnson study. She thought that the same old fiasco press thing, where they put Laura Brooklyn and all the people can be praising her, after she has stolen millions of billions of dollars from the Liberian people, Mehdi Hassan were going to praise her. But the key there is Mehdi Hassan is a press man. Mehdi Hassan is a real press man. That kid went to school, the Indian guy who went to school in England. He was born in England. And she thought that the guy was going to give her a softball question when she came there. She was stepping in a lion den. She didn't understand it. She didn't have no answer to that guy. And the poor, say, oh, Eddie Johnson he went to Harvard University and this and that and the rest of it. The guy destroyed her. You understand? And these people, as a government official, you have to be ready for the press. If you're going to be an official of the Liberian government, you have to be ready for the press to answer those questions.
Thank you, Mr. Cannibal. At the same time, let me just add, the press in Liberia needs to be respected. If you notice, when Joseph Boakai got elected, the first person he gave interview, it was a foreign press. It was Voice of America, right? I stand to be corrected. But when he came to America, he gave an interview. I didn't see any institution in Liberia that had exclusive interview like they had. So if we respect our press, it means that we are also promoting them, and we are giving them the platform to operate as they should operate. But if you come into the extent, first you didn't give them first interview. Now you are putting a stamp on them. You trampling upon them. You shutting them up, closing them up. You don't want them to have a voice. This is going to continue. You may think that this is just a joke, but this is the beginning of the suppression of press freedom. So if the press union know what is good for them, they need to launch an investigation and make sure that this does not happen again.
And patient though, one of the things that these people have been doing, that's the reason why they have been destroying the press in Liberia. They have destroyed the press in Liberia. Go back to reflection days where Kekura Kamara, myself, Gaswa Yameto, and what a guy named Francis Duana, and all these people, even Jim Potter that gave. Jim Potter is responsible for he worked for VOA here in the United States. He worked for VOA, Voice of America, and I would believe that Jim Potter was responsible for that press conference that was held here by Joe Boakai. But the key there is these people they have systematically decided to destroy the press system of Liberia because they don't want to be brought before the press for the Liberian people to hear what their daily deed is, like Ellis Jones always say on the show. The key there is we have to fight. One of the battle that will be looming in Liberia in this administration is the fact that these people tend to silence the press in Liberia. Patient, it's gonna be heated there because the key there is the press is the one that's going to bring the disseminated information, the killing, the systemic destruction of Liberia. The press will bring it to light. You understand? And if they decide to silence the press, it's going to bring problem there in the day and age.
Thank you, Mr. Cannibal. We are closing. Mr. Jones, do you have
Thank
anything else to say before I close up?
No. I think I can say I'm very satisfied with my president. I'm very satisfied with my legislator, and I think everybody will be fine. You'll calm down, and Liberia will be great again. Okay, it was nice being here.
Thank you, Mr. Jones. Well, our viewers out there, and as many that are going to come across this broadcast, the challenge is out there to our legislature. People voted you into office because they needed change. They are tired with poverty, they are tired with joblessness, and they are looking for something great. They want to develop themselves, they want their lives to be better, and they want to move forward. They want to prosper, they want to thrive. So if you are confirming people, you are confirming all these ministers, make sure that these people are able to deliver. And if they are already confirmed and in office, make sure there's a check and balance. Make sure that they are doing the work. Because if you don't do so, it means you are against the very people that voted you into office. And this is also what I want to say. If you, legislature, you are confirming an appointee by the president that did nothing in the past, no track record of progress at the ministry or the agency he or she served, and now you want to reconfirm that person to another appointed position, it means that you don't mean well for this nation. That it means that representative, that senator, don't mean well for the nation of Liberia. And people of Liberia also need to be watchful. You need to keep your legislature, their feet to the fire. You need to ensure that they deliver properly. It's not about the senator and I'm a representative. They are there to bring check and balance. They are there to ensure that the people that are appointed will do their work properly. That's why they call for questioning. That's why they cite them to the different houses so that they can be questioned if they're not doing the work properly. So keep your eyes open. If you want to move forward, hold your lawmakers accountable. If they are making laws to extract money from you and keeping you in poverty, you need to talk. You need to, there's a way you can remove your senator. There's a way you can remove your representative if they're not doing the right thing. Of course, the Constitution gave you the power to do so. So this is not about, oh, he's going to serve 6 years and he's going to serve 9 years. If he's not working, remove him. That's the reason why the Constitution is there. And so this is a caveat also to the lawmakers. You are there to serve the people and you are there to serve well. At the same time, press freedom is allowed. Any attempt to mash, to stamp, and to silence the press is not going to be an easy task, or it's not going to come down well with the rest of the people, including the citizens. You'll just be removing yourself from that position gradually, and at the end of the day, you will know that the very people that put you there, they are able to remove you. We want to say thank you for joining us. And this is Fortified City TV Roundtable, and we will be here again next Saturday, the same time. And I hope you have a wonderful, pleasant rest of your weekend, and do something positive, show a little love, reach out to someone that needs you, and keep in touch with your family and friends. Life is very short. God bless you and have a wonderful, wonderful new week. Thank you so much, my panelists. Thank you, Mr. Cannibal. Thank you, Mr. Jones. And we'll see you again. God bless. Thank you.